Take one. Don't forget to smile, you idiot. Hey, welcome back to another episode of Yankee Liv'n. Brad here. And I want to thank you right off the bat here for all the responses, guys, that you guys had on my last video. I want to tell you, I got a lot of ideas on how to use these apples up. Everything from apple pie to apple crisp to apple butter to caramel apples. And I do want to mention one other thing here. Jason from Backpacking with Jason was the only person out there that mentioned the little lonely green apple here. I want to commend him for that. Check his channel out. That's Jason from Jason's Backpacking with Jason. Check his channel out there. Most of your local orchards are either out of apples by now, as far as cold storage goes, or that's at the tail end. And this particular orchard is at the tail end, and we got a bunch of them fairly cheap. Most of them are utility max and softer type apples that winter fairly well, the northern spies and whatnot. So they're not the best pie apple. Love the flavor. They're great flavor. It's just texture. They usually break down pretty good and pretty fast. So they're great for apple butters and apple sauces and stuff like that. But I'll show you some techniques where you can still get some nice texture out of these, and it works pretty good. You just gotta, when you're chopping them and using them and whatnot, you just want to leave them a little bit larger and try to expel some of the moisture before you start cooking. And I'll get to that process in a little bit. All right, let's get at this. Mr. Cameraman, down here we're supposed to be doing close-up. Whoops. That's me, I'm the cameraman. It's pretty bad when you have to talk to yourself while you're doing a video to make sure your cameraman is doing his job. Oh, I'm going to have to get a lot of different hats, I guess, for this job here. These have all been pretty much washed, so we're just going to go from there. And yeah, I know they have apple peelers and all that. In fact, my daughter-in-law has got a beautiful one sitting in the cupboard up there. The only trouble is I don't like about it is it happens to peel the apple and slice it, and it slices it very thin. And if you're using a, well, if you're using a really firm apple like a Granny Smith or some of those style apples, well, it ain't too bad. I also got to get a little bit of water and lemon juice out here right off. Let me step away for a second. Roll the sleeves up a little bit. All this is about a couple cups of water with 2 or 3 tablespoons of lemon juice in it, just to help keep the apples from getting brown. Normally I wouldn't even bother with that. If I'm going to add cinnamon, nutmeg and stuff like that to apples, generally I don't do that if I'm working fairly quick, because they're going to turn brown from the cinnamon and nutmeg anyway. So basically, let's get this out of the way. All the trimmings are not going to go to waste. They're going to go to the chickens, of course. I like to just quarter them. I don't cut them up exactly at this point right here because I don't want to make a mush. I'm just getting the core out of them, up and out. All right, this is what we got to work with today. I still haven't figured out exactly what I'm going to make, but I got a pretty good idea. Like I said, I left things in pretty good size shape here. Some of them are smaller than others and whatnot. This is just, like I say, pretty much packed down in this water that's got a couple, 3 tablespoons of lemon juice in it. That's why they didn't brown up all that much. So I'm going to take this over to the sink and I'm going to strain it, bring it back over here, and I'll slice up a little bit and we'll get right back to it. All right, we're back. This is basically what I've got, fairly good sized chunks, and we're going to cut this up in about twice the size of what a regular apple pie would be. For the simple reason is, like I said before, these are utility max and spies, and they're not really noted for their texture as far as holding up under cooking. So I'd like to get retain a little bit of that anyway. So let's get some of this done, and I'll show you pretty much how I do it. So you're looking at a size, pretty much that. It's a good 1/2 inch, maybe a little bit bigger than a 1/2 inch. And all right, I don't need to show you all of these. We'll get these done and we'll be back in a bit. All right, guys, you guys ready for another step here? Let me bring you on in for a close-up, and it's not rocket science, guys, but well, it really helps with some soft fruits, especially apples. All right, what I have over here, guys, is about a 1/2 cup of sugar. Now, I'm telling you about a 1/2 cup because these apples here are very sweet. They've gone through the winter pretty good, so you know the sugars multiply a little bit. Sprinkle it around. We've got about 2 teaspoons of tapioca here. I'm just going to spread that evenly around here. And I've got a good tablespoon of cinnamon and about a little over a 1/4 teaspoon, not quite a 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. Like I say, all of these things can be adjusted later when you're getting ready to put your dish together, whatever you're going to be making. This is basically just a process that we're doing to, you want that sugar to be coated all over the apples. Same way with the cinnamon. The cinnamon and you know, it's not quite as important. I mean, it's nice to get it all, but you can actually distribute that a little bit later. But the sugar is the most important. You want to get it, just like salts draw moisture out of meats and they become a lot firmer. Sugar does the same thing to fruits and stuff. Okay, we got a good start on it. Okay, and now once you get to that point, you want to leave it alone. Just walk away. Well, you might want to cover it first. All right, we almost got that filling made. We're going to take that, I set that in the fridge, covered it, and it's going to sit there. It should sit there between 12 and 14 hours or so. I'm going to let it set for closer to 24, and then we'll continue on with the recipe. I know you have some smart cooks out there, and there's a lot of them out there that know exactly the direction I'm going in this and why I'm doing it. So if you don't have any idea, hey, still leave some more comments down below. Try to guess exactly what we're getting ready to make just from what you've seen on this video. And speaking of videos, I don't say this an awful lot, but you know that old thumbs up and thumbs down button down there? Well, if you like the video, smash that thing. If you don't like it, well, hey, hit the thumbs down button. It doesn't matter to me either way because it's activity on my channel, and that's what you're looking for. Us as creators, we're looking for activities, and it could be any kind of activity. It all fits in the algorithms of YouTube. So, hey, just make sure that people are getting active on your channel. That's all there is to it. So anyways, until next time, wherever you are in your neck of the woods, be it morning, noon, or night, I hope you're all having a great one. Take care now, and God bless. Oh, and Brenda from Maniac Grammy over there, we're going to go out in the chickens in a little bit and feed those chickens with the peelings and the cores and stuff. And hey, we'll throw a little bit over by the compost pile, and I'm sure the deer will come out tonight and getting them. So hey, we'll throw a little of that footage on, well, right now.